Hey everybody, welcome to Cowboy Leather and Shoe Repair. Today, what I'm going to do is I've been wanting to do this for a while. I get a lot of paper patterns. Excuse me. Like this. This is for the Civil War or cavalry style flap holster. And what I'm going to do is, this pattern I made, I don't even remember when I made it, but I made it, I've made several of them in fact. But it's getting kind of dog-eared and it's hard to trace onto my leather. So what I've been wanting to do is either take a piece of thin plywood like Luan or something like that. But I always end up with a lot of scrap leather, too small, or it's got blemishes in it, stuff like that. So what I do is, that's for a 380 subcompact inside the waistband. I put that on a piece of leather. This is for a lot of the Glocks or medium to large frame semi-automatics. I put my holes in it, everything else, put it where the snap for the retention strap goes, in case I want to hand stitch it. Most of the time I've got away from hand stitching. Now I go to the machine. Excuse me. This one, turn around here. This is for a Slim Jim, which fits the Colt Navy 36 caliber. It fits the Heritage Arms Rough Rider 22 with up to, I think it's a 7.5 8-inch barrel, something like that. But what I do is I trace it and write on it what it is. So all I gotta do is poke holes in them, hang them on the wall, and we're good to go. But what I'm going to do is show you how I do it. So let me just tilt the camera down. Try not to get too nervous and jerky here. There we go. All right, I kind of centered up. Get my scratch all. I like these. And just be careful when you come around. Don't try not to push on that pattern too much, because it will make it smaller. Just trace around. Let me slide this up a little bit. I'm running myself right off my table. That if you work with leather, a lot of times you got a piece of leather that you really can't use. For anything. And this is actually a piece of 18-ounce belly. So it won't lose its shape. I find there's a lot of stuff I've been making where I can use the bellies. Most people don't use them. A lot of leather crafters have the belly cut off the side, because the belly, if you know anything about leather, the belly stretches. So it's not really a good, desirable piece. All right. Now we commence cutting it out. Now I use I call it a hawk bill. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I find I like that type of knife. It cuts pretty good. Now take into consideration, this is pretty thick leather. And just follow the line. More scrap. Now normally, I'm going to show you something here in just a second. Now a lot of times when I get into this where it comes in and it makes it real sharp, what I do is sometimes I take a round punch and punch that corner out. Wrong knife. Any place you got a tight bend like that, use a punch. It makes your life a lot easier. And also, when you put the thing together, you fold it. Just that little round indentation or round cut makes the flat fold a lot easier. Key to leather work is having a sharp knife. Because if you have a dull knife, it don't cut worth beans. Sorry to put my hand across there, but that's just the way I do it. I keep forgetting I'm making a video here and you want to see what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You want to see what I'm doing. Alright. So that's basically all I do. Now you can go edge this, varnish it, do whatever. But this is going to show, yeah, when you lay this out on another piece of leather, it's going to give you just a little bit because I stayed on the outside of that line. So when you fold it, everything lines up and you've got yourself a leather pattern. Now where I've got, I don't know if you can see it, where I poke my holes, I'll take and poke a hole there. And up here where I poked the other one, or marked it out, I'll poke them just so I can know where my holes go. Now I machine stitch this up so I don't have to put any marking holes. But I got a stitching groover and I think it comes in about that far. Don't ask me how far from the inside. That's all technical stuff. I do this so much, and after you get to making them and whatnot, you'll figure out where you're at Let me come back up here. There we go. So, like I say, it's a good idea to take, if you've got paper patterns, make a hard pattern. That way, you know you're not going to, if you're, as you can, like, see how that's getting all dog-eared? Well, it's starting to fold under. Well, every time you use it, it's folding under more and more, and pretty soon you're losing your shape, number one, and you're losing your dimensions, number two. Shape, yeah, you can, grind it a little bit, touch it up, but when you lose your measurements, when it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you don't realize it, and then you get to stitching it all together, and you go to slide the pistol or whatever you're making into it, and you find out it should have fit, and it don't fit, then you've just wasted your time, piece of leather, and when you cut something like that out, that's not much you can do with that. But anywho, I just wanted to, throw that out there and maybe pass on some information that somebody else can use, because I know you always end up with a lot of paper. A lot of times what I do is I'll take if I see something on the net, or I do it up on these different apps you got for laying out, making patterns. I print it off and I glue it to a piece of cardboard and then cut out around that. That way I've always got the dimensions, the size, and what it's for. So, I don't want to make this too long. I know it's Friday. So, that's it. Like I say, just wanted to pass on a little, when I say a little useless information, free information. If I can help you, if what I've done makes any sense to you, you've learned something today. Any day that you don't learn anything is a wasted day. So, without further ado, if you like these videos, we try and post every Friday. Sometimes we get busy, we forget. But anyways, we try and slip in at least one video a week on something, whether it's making something, doing shoe repair, whatever happens to just strike me, or whatever's laying on the table that needs to be done, and I think I can make a video and do it at the same time. So, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I hope everybody has a healthy and safe Thanksgiving. If you like these videos, like I say, we try and upload one once a week. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I like thumbs up. Thumbs down are okay, but thumbs up are better. Tell your friends, tell your family, anybody wants to get into leather work. There's people out there that are good people that have got a lot of good ideas. Any idea that you don't at least try once, you can't call it a bad idea until you at least try it once. But anyways, I'm back on the rabbit trailer. Again, everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe. Have a good Thanksgiving. And we'll see you on the other side. I'm done. Bye.